at Kreager, and I'm going to be showing you how to forge leaves today. I start by plasma cutting flat stock like this in the shape that I want. There are people who forge from bars or round stock and make leaves out of that, which is awesome, but I choose to cut my leaves with a plasma cutter. Then, to make it easier for me while I'm forging, I weld them onto a round rod, and I can use that as my branch. So it starts like this, and I do one of two things. I heat up my piece until it gets white hot, and then I hit it with an instrument that makes the shape that I want. I'm making a line here, and that's going to make the stem through the piece. Then I've got to clean this off to get rid of that fire scale. And I'm losing the heat on this, so I got to stick it back in the forge. And it usually takes me, 6 or 7 times of going back in. I've got to quench my tongs because they get hot. A lot of people don't forge with gloves on because, as I've learned, you can have flames come up and spark and go under your gloves, but this is really, really hot and it's close work, so I have long gloves on today. Once I get to the point with that, where I've made the line as much as I want, this one's a little further along, then I'll start forming the leaf by bending it and shaping it, and this is kind of getting to where I want it. I like the shape of that, and sometimes that takes me a few times also, and I got to clean it off again, and I'm losing my heat, so I got to stick it back in there, and eventually I'm going to quench that to make it cold, and I'm going to flip it around and do the rod and forge that and bend it so it's my branch. Another approach that I use is totally bending the piece in half like this, which I have already started, and then I'm going to clamp it in here to get it as tight as I can, and that is going to hopefully form my line, and then, and this will take several weeks also, I'm going to separate it, and I'm losing my heat, so I got to stick it back in the forge. But you can see that what's happening is I've created my line, and now I'm separating this back out. I'll flip these out and ultimately flatten that out. And then I'm going to start forming the shape to show the flow of the leaf. And that's how I create leaves.
Stop?
Yeah.